good, y'all? This is Bossy, and here today we're here with another Fuego reaction video here today. The title of this video is called The Smiley Face Murders. Point blank simple, just like that, bro. Bro, big shout out to the YouTube recommendation for recommending me this video. This video really caught my attention, y'all. The Smiley Face Murders, bro. I don't even know what to expect. I know y'all hear that all the time, by the way. But yeah, for real though, I really don't know what the heck to expect though. The Smiley Face Murders, I don't even know what that means. Does that mean the killer smile at them before killing them? Because if that's true, that's probably the most creepiest thing I've ever heard in my life. But without further ado, bro, there's much to say, bro. Let's get right into it. But first, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you get a notification when I post my next video. And without further ado, let's get right into it, bro. Alright, let's get it. It's estimated that over 3,000 people die from drowning each in the U.S. That is tough. Many of these cases are labeled as accidental drownings, okay? Since 1997, hundreds of these accidental drownings have been reported. Many share disturbing similarities. This thing's low-key going too fast. Many show evidence of murder. Oh, they gotta even highlight that.
Said that after
I was low-key going too fast. Thank God I'm a decent reader. I'm a pretty good reader.
There are some new developments which could lead to murder charges.
Who disappeared after a night out with friends downtown.
So I like playing with my hair, yeah. If y'all noticed that already, I like my hair so much. I don't know why. I think I'll cry if I ever become bald.
The FBI now involved in the desperate search for a missing 21-year-old college student from Pennsylvania.
Whoa. The Smiley Face Murders. Ooh, interesting.
I don't know where I am. I'm so cold. Please help me. I'm lost.
Those are the first words Dakota James said when he called his friend Shelly on the evening of December 15th, 2016.
Oh, this is
terrifying.
Real? And it's
Shelly
recent
got in
too?
her car and headed towards where James said he would be. It was late at this point, and it was another cold night in the city of Pittsburgh. As she headed in the direction of North Pittsburgh, where James claimed
Pennsylvania,
to be,
right?
Shelly checked his location on her phone and realized that he was nowhere near there. James was actually in South Pittsburgh. James was clearly not in the right headspace as he continued to plead with Shelly to find him. He kept saying that he was cold and scared and that he had no idea how he even ended up alone, walking in the middle of the street. Shelly would get to his location in 10 minutes, only to find James stumbling out of a hotel and heading in the direction of a black SUV. The SUV was facing the wrong way in the wrong lane. As James walked closer to the vehicle,
why would you try
Shelly
to do
pulled
that?
up and screamed his name. He stopped in his tracks and turned to her. He walked to her car and got in as the SUV sped off into the night.
God.
James
the SUV was about to do it to
crying
him.
And overwhelmed with
whoever that was in the SUV, bro, he was gonna send James to the Shadow Realm, bro. He was gonna body him. Thank God he didn't get in the SUV. But judging by the type of video we watching, bro, there's gonna be a happy ending to this.
with everything that was going on. He said that he had gone out to the
Look
bars
at the title
at
of this video.
7:15 p.m.
Something
with
worse
some
might happen
coworkers,
to
but remembered
our
nothing
young fella
after that.
James here.
His words were clear, and Shelly noticed that when he walked to the car, he walked in a straight line. He had blanked for 4 hours, but it was clear to Shelly that he was not drunk. Rather, it appeared that Dakota James had been drugged. Relieved to be in the car and safe, James didn't wish to talk about the situation anymore, and the conversation with Shelly was over. 5 weeks later, Dakota James would disappear after a similar night of bar hopping with the same co-workers. It would be 40 days before his body was found in the Ohio River. In his bloodstream was GHB, also known as the date rape drug. His body seemed to be in a good condition, despite it being found in the water. Marks were also found on his neck that seemed consistent with strangulation. Officials later determined that James's death was an accidental drowning, and that he had simply fallen off.
There's always something more to. There's not.
The Roberto Clemens
There's no
Bridge
way. I feel like
on his
something
way
more than
home
that just
from the
happened.
bar. 11 smiley
Who
faces
knows?
had been graffitied onto that very bridge. It's clear why this conclusion rubbed many the wrong way. From the drugs in his system to the previous story told by Shelly, things definitely seemed sketchy. But as it turns out, there was even more evidence to suggest that an accidental drowning could not have been possible. For starters, a transaction was made on his credit card that was supposedly found on his body. The transaction was made 2 days after he had disappeared and supposedly fallen into the water. Also, as I mentioned before, his body was in pristine condition, which would not have been possible if he had really been in the water for 40 days. This shocking case seems to many like a clear-cut murder, and many view this as a rare mistake.
Like, I'm not no forensic scientist or anything like that, but you can't tell me your body's in very good condition and then all of a sudden, like, it's in very good condition, but you can say it's an accidental drowning. Like, come on, bro, you can't tell me that, bro. And they said his body was in there for 40 days. Come on, bro.
By officials. But the truth
you
is
can't tell me
that this
drowned,
case is similar
it's
to
more than
hundreds
that.
of others.
Somebody
All
probably
across
forced him in the
United
water.
States,
Somebody drowned
cases
him.
that
Like,
appear to
that don't
be
make more sense.
clear-cut
He drowned
murders
himself.
have been
Come on, bro.
dismissed and blamed on accidental drownings by authorities. 2 retired New York detectives by the name of Kevin Gannon and Anthony Duarte discovered this disturbing trend many years ago. And it is worth noting that together they have more than 40 years experience, and they were extremely well-respected detectives throughout their career. Together, they have theorized that all these strange accidental drownings may be connected. In many of these questionable cases, the victims are almost always males, they are always white, they're college-aged, athletic, intelligent, and popular. They disappear from bars or parties. And typically the victim acts drunk despite only having a few drinks or none at all. Many show evidence of drug.
Dang, whoever this killer is really don't like the cool kids. Bro, so this dude is always killing like the college athlete or like the Chad, you feel me, in the Zackler school, bro. I'm dead.
At least 30 testing
He's always
positive
killing the
for
Chads.
GHB. All were found dead
The
in a body of water,
alpha males,
days,
bro,
weeks,
of the
or months
colleges
later.
or whatever.
Most had injuries that were not consistent with drowning, and their bodies were found in conditions unnatural for drowning victims. And all were found with graffiti smiley faces at the location that they would have entered the water or where their body was found. Detective Kevin Gannon first recognized this trend in 1997 when on April 7th, 21-year-old Patrick Mcneal was found off of a pier in the Bay Ridge section of Brooklyn, New York. Marks were found on his neck, along with charring on his hands and torso. His body position in the water was labeled as being unnatural for a typical drowning. Weeks before, Mcneal was seen leaving a bar appearing to be heavily intoxicated. As he began to walk out of view of the bar, some patrons noticed a car driving slowly behind him, but no one paid it too much attention. Despite the obvious signs of foul play, this case was quickly labeled as yet another accidental drowning spurred by excessive drinking. And since this case, it's estimated that potentially 300 other cases like this have been reported across the United States, which shows just how severe this disturbing trend is. Cases have appeared in over 25 separate cities, mainly on the East Coast, and they typically appear in clusters in a close period of time. But what does all this actually mean? How could such a wide range of deaths be occurring in such similar circumstances? And if these college students aren't actually dying due to drowning, then what is killing them? As mentioned before, Kevin Gannon was the one who recognized this trend, and he's also the one who proposed this theory. Gannon believes that these victims were being drugged when they would go out and visit a bar or stop at a party. They would then leave the bar drugged, unaware of what was going on, which to onlookers, the victims would likely just appear intoxicated, so it really wouldn't raise many red flags. Once outside of the bar, they would then be abducted and thrown into a car.
That looked like that's
held
what's
for
about
a
to
period
happen.
of time, potentially be tortured before they were killed.
That looks like that's what was gonna happen to Kevin in the very beginning of the video, bro. But luckily he dodged the bullet the first time, but then the second time, man, he just wasn't so lucky, bro. That's honestly look like what happened. Like,
And dumped
get
into a
taken
nearby
to a
body
car.
of water. But one serial killer being responsible for so many potential murders seems nearly impossible. So Gannon suggests that potentially this is a group of serial killers. A lot of these deaths occur in major cities, and it is believed that groups of these killers have cells in all these cities. Having such a spread out and vast organization would make it much easier for these murderers to
what's
get
the
away
motive
with
of
their
this, though?
crimes, because they can spread out the murders and make it seem natural to authorities. And committing murders in multiple jurisdictions makes it extremely difficult for police and investigators to really do anything about it. Also, the fact that smiley face graffiti has been found at nearly all of these crime scenes is another point that Gannon states favors his theory. It is believed that these smiley faces are the mark of the killers, and it is potentially done so that the organization can mark their crime scenes. This is a common trait among serial killers, so the idea that this graffiti is being used as kind of a tag for their murders,
they're just trolling the cops, bro.
And truthfully, looking at this theory as a whole, it does seem somewhat possible. But if this is truly the case, then why haven't the police caught on yet? This could be for a few reasons. Either they are fully convinced that there is nothing going on here, or they're covering something up. And truthfully, it would make a lot of sense for them to want to keep this on the down low. If police had admitted that a large group of murderers had been killing people for this many years, it would be a very bad look for them. I mean, admitting that this group is out there or even entertaining the idea would practically equate to them admitting that they got hundreds of cases wrong in the past. And along with this, if officials began to investigate these alleged murders now, a panic would surely ensue as people would begin to believe that serial killers are executing people all across the United States. So there is a logical reason why the police and other authorities would not even want to entertain this theory. Now, to date, one of the biggest flaws with the smiley face murder theory is motive. Every murder has a motive, but in a case like this, murders seem motiveless. Why would a group of killers target white college students and kill them in such a particular way? It has been theorized that these were envy killings because the victims were smart and athletic and by many accounts popular. But to know a victim is popular, you would really have to live in the area and be familiar with its social structure, which honestly seems unlikely in this case. So that would mean that they would be killing these victims simply because they are athletic and smart, which really doesn't make any sense. The clear lack of motive has forever been something that has hindered this case, but a chilling thought remains. Maybe these killers don't need a motive, and maybe they just want to kill for the sport of it. I mean, who knows what the culture would be like within an organization like this, but you would clearly have to really enjoy murdering people to be a part of it. So maybe they really are just going out there and killing people for fun. Another flaw with this theory has always been the smiley face graffiti itself. Smiley faces are typically one of the most common forms of graffiti, and they are almost always present wherever graffiti is. Also, there was never any rules for how close the smiley face has to be to the spot that the victim was found. Because of this, Gannon could have found a smiley face a good distance away from the crime scene and just claim that it was connected, despite the fact that it really had nothing to do with it. There's just too much gray area here for them to manipulate the facts. The idea of a serial killer tagging its crime scene with a smiley face is one of the reasons that this whole situation and this whole case has become so popular.
I'm not gonna lie,
really creepy.
Wherever these serial killers are, they are freaking, bro, they're geniuses, bro. I was gonna say a big word that they are, bro, but they just, I got nothing much to say about it, but they really cover their tracks well, bro. Even though they are crazy for doing this, they really thought, it seemed like they really thought about this,
bro. It just adds a whole level of intrigue to this case. But ironically, this is also one of the
this cannot be a coincidence, though. There's obviously somebody behind
because
this.
Smiley faces aside, from an outside perspective, it seems very clear that at least some of these deaths truly were murders. It seems whoever has been behind some of these cases may have actually found a way to get away with murder.
It's crazy. I wish there was more to that video. Dang, bro. This video was fire. I wish this video was much longer, bro, but alright, y'all, that's gonna be the end of this reaction video, bro. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I wish this video was way longer, bro. And whoever the serial killer is has the IQ of like Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog or something. Like he's a mastermind, bro, to be honest. Whoever, and it seems like it is a group of serial killers because it seems like it's happening in main cities, bro. So there's no way this could be run by one person. It's probably like a group of people who's behind this, bro. And whoever behind this, damn, I have no comment, bro. I have no comment. I mean, I hope justice will get served, but who knows how long that's gonna take for that to happen, bro. But this video was interesting nonetheless. I wish this video was way longer like my other reactions, but it is what it is, bro. Great video nonetheless. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you get a notification when I post my next video. I love you guys. I'm gonna catch y'all boys later. This is Bossy. Peace out. I'm off this, bruh.